Seth's here.
Look who's here. Ahead of tonight's World Heavyweight Championship match, #1 contender Seth Freakin Rollins spoke candidly about everything that's happened since WrestleMania. First off, Seth, welcome back. It's been a few eventful months since you left us in WWE. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. I mean, you're always a little nervous when you take some time off and you come back. You never know how you're going to fit in, but I've been welcomed back with open arms. It's been really nice to kind of feel that vibe, that energy of the WWE universe. Don't get me wrong, love my time at home with my family, but when you get back in front of that crowd, you feel that energy, man, that's where Seth Freakin Rollins comes alive, you know?
Before we get into things, how is the family? Becky, obviously, leaving WWE after losing the championship. She's at home with your daughter. How's she doing? How is the man?
The man's great. She's great. I can't speak to her future or what she's got moving forward, but she's great. She's in good spirits, and the little one's awesome as well. She's 3.5, and she's a menace. She runs the ship.
Let's go back to WrestleMania season. What an emotional weekend.
Yeah.
Let's first talk about Saturday night, the main event, the tag match, you and Cody versus Rock and Roman. Walk us through that night and stepping into the ring with those guys.
Oh, man, night one, it was cold, man. It was very cold night one, so that's kind of the first thing I remember from it. But then it was just this bigness. I felt at home. I felt like that's where I belong, that's where I was supposed to be. And I knew that getting in the ring, the adrenaline would get me through that night, and it did. And, you know, the result wasn't what we wanted, but the experience was incredible. Set the table for night two.
As we get into night two, now you have to turn around less than 24 hours later and actually kick off WrestleMania, banged up, grueling 45-minute match the night before, in there against a very dangerous competitor in Drew McIntyre. What was your mindset, and how did you get ready for a match of that caliber so quickly after the match on Saturday night?
I remember after the first night sitting there, and WrestleMania has been 2 nights for a few years now, but I've never done back-to-back. And after WrestleMania, there's this, this breath you take where you're like, oh, we did it, we did it. I was sitting backstage with my wife, and I took that breath and then immediately realized that I had to come back the next night. And I knew it was gonna be an uphill battle for me.
For all of us, whether an announcer like myself or an in-ring performer like yourself, for many, many years, we've worked back-to-back nights. WrestleMania is different because you leave it all out there, whether you're calling a match or you're in the main event on that first night. Now you got to go do it again the second night, and it's hard. So why did you choose to be involved in both these matches then?
I had a duty to the World Heavyweight Championship to defend it to the best of my ability, to give it a presence at WrestleMania, and it certainly wasn't something I was going to vacate. And there's always a puncher's chance, you know? You go out there, you never know what's going to happen. You know, Drew could make a mistake. That night, he did not make a mistake until after the fact.
But why did you stick yourself into the business of Cody and Roman and The Rock? Why did Seth Rollins do that?
I guess I felt like it was important. To move the industry forward, we needed to put an end to Roman's reign. So I was willing to sacrifice my own well-being, my own championship reign. I had a feeling that we could do some good with what I had left, and fortunately, I was right.
Let's fast forward to 4 hours later. It was only appropriate that Roman Reigns allowed his obsession with Seth Rollins to eventually cost him the championship. How did that feel to you?
It was a catharsis. I knew that if I could just drag myself to the ring, get the chair in there, Roman would make that mistake. You know, give Cody the opening he needed to win the match. Thankfully, I was right again.
What a bittersweet weekend.
I
mean, everything that you went through emotionally, but to finally see Cody Rhodes finish his story in some weird way, that must have felt good for you.
Yeah, you know, it was interesting. You know, there was probably a hint of jealousy in there somewhere, but I felt fulfilled for kind of the first time in my career. I took a breath and I said, I'm gonna be okay. And I felt like I could take a rest, you know, for the first time in 12 years. I felt like I'm gonna get this surgery and everything's gonna be okay.
Still to come, Rollins spoke openly about his view of current World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest.
I remember my first title reign. It is very different visualizing yourself as the world champion and then stepping into those shoes.
Before tonight's championship match, Seth Freakin Rollins revealed his honest opinions on El Campeon, Damian Priest. Ironically, only two men in the history of WrestleMania have cashed in their contract on the grand stage. You were the first.
Yeah.
And if I can just toot my own horn for a second, still favorite call of my entire career.
Mine too.
Rollins with the heist of the century! Damian Priest did the same thing this past WrestleMania. Let's talk about Damian. As a world champion, rate his performance so far since he won the championship.
I remember my first title reign. It is very different visualizing yourself as the world champion and then stepping into those shoes and feeling the pressure of being the guy on top. Do I feel like he's just holding the title until I'm ready to come back and take it? Maybe a little bit.
Transitional champion?
I don't know that there's such thing.
Drew McIntyre thinks so.
Drew McIntyre does think so, but Drew McIntyre is a bitter, bitter man. I am not bitter at this moment in time. He's done well, but you look at the title defenses against Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, he needed some assistance to win those matches. Whether he wanted it or not, it doesn't matter. He's done an admirable job, but I do feel very confident going into the title match of Money in the Bank.
So confident that you entered into this gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
With Damian Priest,
Yeah.
where if you lose, you no longer get a championship opportunity as long as Damian's champion. If he loses, however, he finally has to leave the Judgment Day. Why did you suggest this?
I see a lot of potential in Damian, a lot of it. And I think sometimes you just have to take that risk. You just have to take that next step. And sometimes you don't want to. You don't want to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. I came up in the Shield. I know what it's like to have guys on either side of you that you can depend on. It is easy. It is a comfort zone. Your legacy is not your group. Your legacy is Damian Priest. It's who you need to be. And win, lose, or draw, he's going to learn something about himself at Money in the Bank. And he's going to learn to stand on his own 2 feet. Whether that comes at my expense or at his, we'll see.
You mentioned legacy. I want to talk about your legacy for a moment. When you were the World Heavyweight Champion, to you, it meant fighting every single night.
Yep.
You've reset now, and you've come back. Have you re-examined what you want your legacy to be over the past couple of months? And now as you come back, which, let's be honest, Seth, this could be the final big run of your career.
I mean, I feel like I'm just hitting my prime. Let's make that clear. I feel like I'm just starting my prime. But yeah, I do think more of my career is in the past than in the future. That's no doubt. I've given a lot of thought about my legacy and what I want it to be. And I'm back to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I want to add it to my legacy, and I want to continue to build on everything that I've done.
What if Seth Rollins doesn't beat Damian Priest and win the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank?
You know, I hadn't gotten that far yet. Like I said, man, I feel pretty confident about things at Money in the Bank. I really do. I mean, I've been knocked down before. I've lost as many titles as I've won. It's not my first rodeo. If I can't beat him, then I'll have to reevaluate, come back, and figure out a way to move myself forward, because I don't get another crack at Damian Priest. But that's why I made it. I need that pressure. I do my best. I do my best with my back against the wall.
But if you win the World Heavyweight Championship, let's not forget what's waiting at SummerSlam, and that would be the King of the Ring, Gunther.
Good. Good. That's a dream match for me. I hope that's a dream match for everybody else out there. That's one of those that, as I've watched him rise here in WWE, there's, I get the question all the time, who'd you like to face? Who's left? And I mean, I've wrestled everybody. I've been in the ring with everybody. He's one that I haven't. If and when I get my title back from Damian Priest and Money in the Bank, I will be very excited to face Gunther at SummerSlam.
Seth, good luck. Congratulations on returning, and let's keep that legacy moving forward.
Thank you very much, Michael.